Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Guys Talking Sports. Al Qualls, and with me, I have a guest here who needs no introduction. He's been the guest here for many a times. My boy Earl Ross. Say what's going on to people, Earl.
Hey, what's up, Big Time? What's up, everybody?
All right, we're gonna get started. We're gonna keep this real short and simple. We're just gonna talk about what's been going on in the world of sports today. So why not just get started with what's really been going on right now? And the talk has been pretty much been like the NBA playoffs. So the seed has been set. We've been talking. I guess there's been talks about last time we talked about who was gonna make the NBA playoffs, and now that the playoffs is already here. Any questions? Any surprises that you may have seen that's been sort of a shocker? I don't think there's really been a shock value as of yet, but anything that has caught your attention as of late?
For me, no. I mean, things have been pretty much, falling into place basically how most people predicted. I don't think there's been any really like shocks or any like upsets that are coming around. I mean, the two matches I've been looking interested to has been, Memphis and the Grizzlies in Portland and the Spurs and the Clippers, and it doesn't look like that Portland and Memphis is going to be that much of a series, but I think the Clippers and the Spurs may be a very entertaining series, and the Spurs they got away with one last night with that overtime win against the Clippers. The Clippers should have had that one in the bag, but a lot of mental mistakes, a bad fourth quarter, and can always do it. And I think if they come back, I think they go to San Antonio.
Yes.
Yeah, I think if they can come back 2-2 to LA, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the Clippers might get them if they come back to LA 2-2.
To be honest, I would not be surprised if this is a seven-game series. Um, they, I, the Spurs, for whatever reason, like the first round for them is always tough, no matter who they face. And it always seems as though that's going to go down the wire. And then once they get out of that, that's when they start to pick up steam. But as of right now, I would not be surprised if the Clippers and the Spurs go seven games. I agree with you in regards to the Memphis and Portland. I think that series is already over. They really missed Wesley Matthews, and that's really going to hurt them in this playoff series. Um, Memphis right now just has their focus right now, and I really believe that that's something that they could utilize to get past the first round. I also agree that it hasn't really been a surprise of who's it hasn't been no surprises as of yet.
No, but I was very happy to see Derrick Rose back in the playoffs, not looking like his old self, but he definitely have some of that same explosion, getting to the lane and making creating shots. I mean, he's looking okay for right now.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's funny. I gotta say this. The Bulls, I, the team. I love the team. I love the intensity. It just seems as though that the Bulls want to fight anybody at any team at this point. They like it. It just seems as though that the the Bulls are like the kid that just want to fight you. It seems like that sometimes. Like it first it was with Cleveland, then with the Boston series, the Miami Heat, and now now with Milwaukee. Like it just seems though that they just want to fight. That's you. I mean, like it's been very physical with the Bucks.
Yeah, I don't think you need to, but actually, I kind of like the physicality. I mean, I like, some like the old school basketball where you get a hard foul going up, a little bit of tussling, banging down low. I mean, everything has been so, touchy feely and friendly, kind of mix it up a little bit, it's playoff basketball. It can't be, Olay to the lane, give somebody some shots every once in a while. You ain't gotta, put people to the floor all the time, but don't make it easy.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. To be honest, I would love to see the way that the physicality that they play. I would love to see them play. Um, right now, the only team that's in comparison with them physicality wise or at least intensity wise, would be the Clippers. I would love to see them in a 7 game series. Not saying that it's going to happen, but that's something I would love to see. Like that would be an old school type playoff atmosphere.
Oh yeah, I mean, but you like seeing that passion. You like seeing it. I mean, too often over the last couple of years. I mean, David Stern, and the rest of the people in the league have kind of like, just suppressed a lot of that stuff down. So it's basically, you even look at somebody, wrong or in a certain manner, you get, teched up and teed. But let them accept a little bit. I like it.
No, I like it too. I definitely like it. And you know what? To me, I think that's really what the key is. Like you said, the intensity and passion is very key. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I wish my team had that same type of, or at least half that passion and intensity in the playoffs now, and they don't. And of course, I'm talking. I mean, my team, of course, is the Nets, and it's just for them. I wish someone of that team would had that any type of passion, something to root about, and they don't have that. But I could talk about the Nets another time at this point. Also, what's interesting was the firing of Scott Brooks from OKC. To be honest, I really did. I, I kind of, I understand, but I don't understand at this point.
Yeah, I don't understand either. I mean, the guy, this is the first time they missed the playoffs within the last several 7 years, I think it was, or 6 years.
Yes. Yes.
That effect, they were just in the NBA Finals two years ago,
Yes.
Western
The two
Conference
got
Finals. Yeah, Western Conference Finals with 2 or 3 years in a row. It's just I don't. I mean, you can't fault this season on him. I mean, Kevin Durant had the injury, which never healed properly. He tried to come back. I think it be it a bit too soon. Re-aggravated, and he had to sit the entire time down. So for me, I don't get it.
Ace. Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Um, Welcome Adrian Catwell to the guys talking sports. What's going on, man?
It's Thursday night, fighting a
Yeah.
little bit of sleep.
Yeah.
All good.
No, I hear you. We're not gonna be. We're just gonna do a quick talk. We're not gonna try to stay up. 'Cause I know everybody got things to do. But we was just talking about the NBA playoffs. Um, and what we was talking. Well, actually, we was talking about the firing of Scott Brooks from OKC. Just want to get your takes on that.
Oh, I think I was listening. He's been the coach for 7 years. Um, Injuries definitely did the team in. I think the one year they were number one seed, Westbrook went down. They got to the finals another year. Fortunately, they ran into Miami, I guess, that year. And this year, injuries, couldn't overcome the injuries. Hey, I guess they realized that, maybe some new voice, a new fire might get them lit, possibly can propel them to the next level. I mean, who knows? They may go the same route that Cleveland went and picked some dude from Israel or some joke to coach the team. And if
But they're
they
gonna,
got a bunch of stars and they just need somebody to guide them, they can stay healthy. Who knows? Sky's the limit.
but you got to get Kevin Durant to stay because he's going to be a free agent after the end of the season, and then Westbrook is going to be a free agent after the end of next season. So they better get someone that's going to get those guys to stay if they can keep both of them to stay.
That's what I was. I guess that's what I was kind of like wondering why the firing of him, uh, because okay, I mean Scott Brooks is I guess the relationship between him and Durant was I would assume everything was okay. So I mean it's not like they was the Rondo and Rick Carlisle situation. Um, I'm just wondering if how would that would affect Kevin Durant and his free agency. like if you're trying to convince him to stay, you would try to do whatever is necessary to keep him there. And I'm wondering if Scott Brooks was, if everything was okay between him and the relationship between Scott Brooks and Durant, why not just keep him?
I know the pundits down here in DC are loving this because they're figuring no Scott Brooks. Uh, Durant got 1 year left on his contract. They figure that the Wizards can kind of lure him back home. So folks around here are quite giddy about that situation.
Um, by all means, they should be. They should be. They definitely should be. Um, but we'll see. There was talks about a couple of college coaches taking over the OKC job, um, especially Bill Donovan from Florida, I believe.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah, Billy Donovan. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm curious to see what role they'll take at this
hey,
point.
I say send Mark Jackson over to OKC.
That's an interesting. I never even thought about that. That's very interesting.
I don't think he should have got the shaft out of
Who's
Golden
coming back
State,
to the
but
Wizards?
huh? No,
Um,
I said Mark Jackson
got a
over to
young Wall,
OKC.
young Beal.
No, he's saying sending Mark Jackson to OKC.
Hmm.
That's very interesting. Besides, where do you? I mean, your coach for the Wizards ain't going nowhere. They
Uh,
doing well in the playoffs.
they talking about now that Joker from OKC got fired, that the Wizards should snatch him up to be the coach.
Really? Huh. That's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. But I I I mean, not to get too much into it, but was there any? I mean, from you, Ace, was there any surprises as far as the NBA is concerned, as far as the playoffs is concerned, that you know piqued your interest a little bit?
Uh, it is what it is. Everybody who I thought was going to make it made it, even those who had some injuries, except for OKC. Um, uh, doesn't seem like the playoffs aren't as fun, unless you have the Lakers in the mix. Um, but it'll be interesting. I can't see anybody but Cleveland coming out of the East. Not sure to score the Celtics game right now, but uh, Cleveland was winning before I turned the channel. Um, you know, Chicago, of course, Derrick Rose. If he goes down, then goes the Bulls. But if he's playing, they're tough. So I mean, I guess that would be the Cleveland's toughest challenge. Would be the Bulls, but I don't see nobody stopping Cleveland from making it to the finals. And I can't say that Cleveland will win, but they'll definitely make the finals.
I reserve my judgment on about that until later.
I I would have to agree with Ace over there. Yeah, I mean, I'm still not a believer in Atlanta. I mean, I watched their first round, and I'm like, okay, who's going to be your go-to guy when everyone is like, having a bad off night? Who's going to have that go-to shot, that go-to guy? It's like, I mean, playing spread around basketball is all good, but sometimes you're going to need that one person. Everything breaks down to take the big shots.
I still reserve my judgment. All jokes aside, though, um, because right now they're playing the Nets, so I can't. I mean, like they're playing the Nets in the playoff series, so I can't really judge them off of this series because I'd be biased. Um, but I'll give you what. Here's my question. I gotta look at the seeding because who is playing between? I mean, who does the winner of Chicago, the Chicago series and the Cleveland series play in the next round? I gotta look. I gotta double check that because if I mean, there's a potential. It's potentially Chicago and Cleveland, in the second round, correct? Because
Uh,
the one played a 4 and the 2 played a 3 before making it to the finals.
yeah, I have to check that one out myself as well. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay, hold up. I'm bringing it up right now because if that is the case, let's see, playoffs brackets. Okay, um, yeah, the one played a 4th, and yes, so Atlanta would be whoever wins between Atlanta and Brooklyn will play the winner of Toronto and Washington. And the Chicago Milwaukee series, whoever went out of that played the Cleveland and Boston series. So wow, that's the Chicago and Cleveland series is going to be a really great playoff matchup.
Because they already have a well, let me rephrase that. Chicago has a long hate with LeBron James, so whether or not he's been playing on Miami or whether or not he's playing in Cleveland doesn't matter. They just don't like him.
Yes, yes, that is true. That is very. Um, like I said, I thought that was going to be an Eastern Conference Finals matchup, but for that to be the second round is really, really, very, very interesting. So,
Yeah, it could wind up being, it, it could wind up being Atlanta and Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I'm going to be very interested to see how everything shakes out in the West. I mean, I think that the Golden State Warriors are probably, I mean, they're already leading that series 3-1, so that's I think that's a done deal. Hold up, 3-1? They won less?
no, it's 2-0 right now.
Okay, but I think they're going to probably just they're probably going to run away with that series, and that if they end up meeting Memphis, that's going to be a really good, interesting series.
Yes, yes, it is.
Memphis got the bodies down low to make it real ugly for them.
Yes, and that's exactly who they play next. The winner of the Golden State, New Orleans plays the winner of Portland and Memphis, and the Spurs and Clips who play the winner of Houston and Dallas. Dallas, boy, I tell you,
They
that whole
don't.
situation with Rondo, I didn't see that coming. I really didn't see that coming.
I
When they
wonder if
made
the,
when they made the trade for him, I said, yo, they should basically be up there as far as Western Conference Finals. It should make it at least. I didn't expect the Rondo's attitude to be in the mix, be the deterring factor. I
I
mean,
don't think Rondo necessarily wanted to go to Dallas to begin
I
with because
wonder if the Knicks will still go after Rondo now that he's going to be pretty much a free agent.
well, he said that he wanted to go to LA, to the Lakers.
Hmm. Hmm.
if I was the Lakers, I'd probably stay away from that.
I'll tell you one thing: if they do, and if I'm the Knicks, I would go after their point guard Clarkson as a Knicks owner or management. If they choose Rondo, I would definitely try and get I forgot his name, Clarkson away from the Lakers. He's a young superstar in the making.
Mm.
I'll just leave it at that. But we can deal with the off season in the off season. Um, uh, I was telling Earl because he didn't believe because the Mets won 11 straight.
Hmm. It's April.
Ah!
Wait a second. Are you saying that the fact that your Yankees, you're a
Yeah, it's
beloved
April.
Yankees fan, is doing actually
All
very
these Met
well?
fans that I know, I'm like, see me in July. See me in August. I've seen the Mets be in first place in April. Doesn't mean a thing. Matter of fact, they play the Yankees this weekend.
Oh, that's
I
right.
look
The Silver
forward to smacking them around a little bit.
I don't know, Ace.
Hey, we're only a half game out of first place.
That's
I have
true.
to say the Yankees have been doing pretty good. I mean, A-Rod for all the drama
Yes, sir.
He's batting very well.
Hmm. Who you got winning the championship anyway? NBA, I should say.
Say that again.
Who you got winning the NBA championship?
Somebody from the West. Whoever represents the West is gonna win it. I I really, but I have to say, I do have to say this. Um, since y'all already made your predictions about Cleveland, I still don't think that Atlanta is not to be denied. I would not be surprised if Atlanta makes it to the finals. I would not be surprised if Atlanta wins the whole thing. I'll put it like that.
Man,
Hmm.
can you say a trip down to Atlanta?
Ah, memories. But neither here nor there. I like Earl said. Well, like Ace said, the playoffs hasn't really had that uh
Right.
um that Chicago and Milwaukee game when with the technicals. I thought that was more entertaining than anything because it kept me wanting to see what was going to happen next. So, to be honest, I know they're playing right now, and I know Chicago's leading. I don't know if there was any technicals or anything thrown. Cleveland won, so they're now up 3-0 against Boston. I really thought
That's
Boston was going to get one game from them.
that series is done. That series is done. I think, and then Kyrie didn't even play a good game today. I don't think.
And they
Uh,
still won, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Put a fork in Cleveland, man. I'm sorry, Boston. Put a fork in Boston.
Yeah. But um other than that, I guess there really hasn't been really much talk about anything else in sports. I mean, unless you guys know something I don't know.
Barry Bonds is no longer considered a felon.
Ah, yes, I did see that. I did see that message.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the
He sir is
NBA,
he can vote again. He's a voting man, so Barry should be pleased. I doubt he'll make it to the Hall of Fame, but
Still.
we'll see.
and
He has a
you know,
clear conscience.
and the NFL, the
My
NFL
goodness,
is
it has been a slow sports week unless you want to talk hockey.
uh,
you can talk NFL draft and figure out if they're going who's going to go where.
True. NFL draft. Matter of fact, we should do a hangout during the NFL draft. Now that would be kind of dope.
wheels turning. I see. Okay, okay. Um, we'll discuss that and see if that's feasible to do. Because
Mm.
a lot of people will want to get on that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So that'd be feasible. We could work something out. We could definitely work something out at least. Or at least try to. At least I should say.
Yeah, at least for the
Um,
first couple picks or something.
yeah, definitely. Um, what about the Greg Hardy suspension?
Mm.
It was appropriate.
Oh, I don't know, man. Well,
It
it
was
sucks for
appropriate.
him because he can't get paid. It's great for the Cowboys because they're not coming off of any money financially till the 11th game. I
Well, good
mean,
for him.
I guess it's a win for the league, win for the Cowboys, and it sucks for Hardy, I guess.
Wait, Earl, why you say it's good? I'm just curious.
Cause I mean, he deserved it. I mean, look what he did. Look what he did to his girl. I mean, that kind of action. I mean, the only difference between him and Ray Rice, in my opinion, was the fact that there was no videotape. I mean, he done gripped up his woman, threw her on the ground, had a whole bunch of guns laying around her, and all that's been really quiet. And then after all that stuff went down, the Cowboys still signed him, knowing that he was probably going to get suspended at least a couple of games.
I
Just take
think
this.
I think the signing was more of uh I think the signing was more weird for me than anything, knowing that he was going to get suspended. But I mean, at this particular point, like it puts everybody on notice, and when stuff like that happens, you should already know the outcome. So there should be no hesitation. There should be no the fact that I think he's trying to appeal to the decision, which I don't understand why. So
I don't understand why either. I think the league is probably going to, well, the
Mm.
union is probably just going to have to do it just to do it, just to say, we're doing something in favor of the player. But I think it's probably going to be a half-hearted attempt at best.
yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, Yeah, hopefully the draft does something. I'm looking for trades. I'm looking for something in the draft. Something to catch my eye.
Hmm.
Other than that, it's like you said, it's just been that's right now we're just waiting for that because there's really no excitement at this point as far as the playoffs to me is concerned. Um, just waiting to see what happens next. It looks like everybody's gonna be done in 5 games in the first round. Um, probably not really gonna jump off into the second round anyway. So we'll
Yeah,
see
that's
how
I
that
think
is.
when the sparks are going to fly, at least second and definitely by the Western, depending on who gets to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, definitely. Um, well, that's pretty much all I have. I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys.
That's good timing because this tablet, you know, the juice is running on E.
Yeah, time for you to get a new tablet, homie.
This is the new tablet.
Oh,
I just hadn't charged it.
Got it. All right. Well, let me do the exit then. You catch guys talking sports during the week when we can get together. But I like to thank Adrian Catwell and Earl Ross for guest hosting with me. As always, fellas, I really appreciate you taking the time.
no problem, no doubt. And in the mortal words of Jay-Z, as he used to say with his friend, oh, Jazzo, 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 Jazzo.
All right. Well, again, this is guys talking sports. Catch us next time. Catch us on YouTube. Putting the YouTube links out right now. Catch us as much as you can. Twitter me. I am Al Qualls. You see the handle there. Again, guys talking sports. I'll talk to y'all later. Later.
Ow, ow.
Ow.